Hi, I'm Anna, and I wanted to share a really interesting study I came across which stated that people who were parents were significantly more unhappy than people who didn't have kids. I know when I first had Elliot, after about a week, I thought to myself, I've done my work experience week now, please make it stop. And it wasn't that I didn't feel totally in love with this little being and so protective of him. It's just that I was so stressed and overwhelmed, and it just felt so full on. Nothing could have prepared me for it. And now my children are a bit older, and in some ways it's easier, but in other ways it's just as full on. And the stress of everyday life and keeping everything going, spinning different plates, wearing different hats, whatever you want to call it, carries on. There's this parenting paradox, isn't there, where you feel such intense love and you can feel so joyful, but at the same time you can feel so stressed or anxious or tired. And this is what parents have to deal with every day. It's a 24-hour job. There's no holidays, there's no days off. You don't get paid. You do it because you have to. I mean, you love it, but you have to do it. They are dependent. And there's no training for it, is there? We are literally thrown in at the deep end, expected to get on with it. And when you do look for advice or facts about certain issues, there's so many different conflicting bits of information. It's really hard to know where to go or who to turn to, and that in itself can become really stressful. I know for me, it just felt very overwhelming, and I didn't really know where to sort of begin. And the other thing is, as parents, you can be so busy that it's really hard to implement what can sometimes be simple actions that can have a huge benefit on all your family, but you're just keeping going, trying to survive basically and get through each day. And for me, what I think is more important than any of that, I mean, as if it wasn't stressful enough, the fact is our children learn by imitating us. So how we act, how we deal with things is exactly the way they will deal with things in the future. For me, something that really stood out was when, I think it was one of the twins when they were a toddler, and they were getting stressed about something, and they turned around and just went, I can't stand this anymore. And it was quite shocking coming out of a small child, but it was also quite shocking that that child was repeating what I had said. And I obviously wasn't holding my emotions together or being calm in stressful situations. And I realised I had to change the way I was doing things because I wanted to enjoy their childhood and my life. And sometimes it would get to bedtime and I'd see them all lying there looking like little angels in their bed. And I'd feel really guilty, parent guilt, but I'd feel guilty because I'd think I've been busy all day, just rushing around trying to keep on top of things. And have I actually been present, and have I enjoyed them, and have I listened to them and played with them? And, I would feel bad because I think, do you know what? I don't think I have. So I decided that I was going to change things, and I did loads of research and trial and error and tried out different things. And I can say that I have found lots of tools that are really simple and they work and they're effective to make home life easier, more enjoyable. And I think another thing that's really important to note is that you need to take the focus away from the children. Whether it's a baby or a toddler or a teenager, it's not their behaviour and their actions that's making life stressful. It's how we deal with it. And if we can be grounded and centered and calm, then the whole house reacts and responds to that. If mama ain't happy, ain't no one happy. I really believe that to be true. And so I think as a parent, if we can use our tools and if we can be, the calm in the chaos, as it were, it just ripples out and everyone starts to be calmer. And our children are going to learn these tools, and that is such a gift, isn't it, to send them out into this what is a busy, stressful world. We're going to send them out with the tools to cope with it. and to be able to be resourceful, you know, and be sort of in charge of their own emotions. And I read something recently that said that teenagers their level of stress and anxiety is rising more than any other age. And that's really sad, isn't it? You know, the teenagers have got the whole life ahead of them. They've got so much potential. So they, more than anyone, need these tools to sort of keep the anxiety down and to be calm. So you know, this is life, okay? I'm doing this video and I can hear my kids in the background. So I really feel that I'm in a position to be able to say, as a single parent in a stressful house to 3 kids, I have learned how to stay calm the majority of the time. No one's perfect, and I wouldn't even pretend to be. So now let me tell you about the Radical Self-Care Revolution. It's a 6-week course that I've created to help you become a calmer, more energized, nourished mama. In this 6 weeks, you'll have a toolbox and amazing online resources that you can dip in and out of. There is a coaching program that you can follow at your own pace. You'll have access to me and an online community in a Facebook group, and there will be 4 coaching calls where we can really delve deep into any issues that arise, and we can help you to create your own plan on how to really have a personal, radical self-care lifestyle. So, and also because this is a beta program and it's the first one that I've ever done, as a founding member of this group, I really want to offer you some extra bonuses to say thank you for coming on this journey. So if you sign up for this course and you're one of the first 10 people, then I'll offer you an extra one-to-one private coaching call with me, which will be amazing. This will really complement the course, and we can really look at your personal life in detail. Also, I'll give you 50% off any future courses that I create, and all the material in this course you'll have lifetime access to, but if I update it or add new material, then you'll also have access to that as well. Because it's a beta course, I'm offering it at a reduced price. It's going to be £67. This is the only time I'll be offering at this price. After the launch of this program, then it's going to go up to at least about 157. So I really encourage you to take this opportunity to come on board now. It's a great time to really be involved, and I can tailor make it to really suit your needs. I hope to see you on the other side of the Radical Self-Care Revolution. There's more details you can read about down below. Thanks.